think it is important to acknowledge that the reason why a lot of these students is really pissed off and mad is because they see the same exact tactics happening to be deployed on them. And that's the reason why the administration at Columbia University, why they probably gonna go down in the history books for kind of being some academic dumbasses. Because what they did was lay down the gasoline that's now got all these protests burned throughout this country because these people are sick and tired of being sick and tired. This video is being made for educational purposes only. America pouts itself to being, one of the greatest cornerstones of democracy in human history, being able to protest.
Police used tear gas to disperse pro-Palestinian demonstrators.
Being able to peacefully protest.
As police continue to clash there with pro-Palestine protesters.
And having a right to assemble.
100 protesters who were arrested this morning at UCLA are now being processed at jail downtown.
The fact that there are students right now it's being put in lifetime debt to be on campus. And at that same campus, they're being terrorized by militarized police officers because they believe a genocide going on in Palestine is too much. And they believe that the way that their universities are investing in said genocide is too much, that you feel me, they're doing something about it. And the fact that we had so many tiki torch toting Turning Point USA Nazi flag wearing people on university campuses, and we had many of politicians and university officials saying that they should have their right, that the two instances that you see going above and beyond unnecessarily to terrorize students, them being Black, I don't think it's ironic. That's the reason why this video is done with educational purposes only, because there's a very intersectional analysis that has to be made. Just want to show us the images of what's going on in our country right now. You feel me? Now, when we are talking shit, to how the occupation state is breaking international law and not allowing for journalists, not allowing for press to depict the actual shit that's going on. We see it as being inhumane. We see it as being anti-democratic. You feel me? They're doing the same thing here in America. Right here is on University of Texas campus right here, where you have a press member of Fox News, you see what I'm saying, being handcuffed and taken away from the university because they claim that he had hit one of the officers. So he probably gonna be getting charged with, assault and battery. On Emory, you feel me, in Atlanta, where they having Cop City being built. For y'all that don't know, right? The reason why we keep on bringing up Cop City in the conversation with Israel, you feel me, or the occupation state, is because the policing tactics, the policing strategies, the policing hubris is one that is transcribed and developed through these two states where they're able to perfect a type of policing on Black people, you feel me? And then send it over there to, terrorize Palestinians. Or in most instances, you feel me, they're able to perfect their surveillance, new tactics of putting knees on necks, you feel me? Or they new drones and shit on Palestinians, and then they send them to American police officers terrorize Black Americans. This Emory student here says, it makes me feel sad, but not just for Emory University, but for the state of America. What the hell is going on here? The freedom of speech. Hey, remember, man, the thing that should make y'all the most mad when you watch this video is that during Trump's America, when Trump had America looking like this shit right here, the reason why we were supposed to put Biden in office is to make sure we were able to push back against all this fascism. Biden was supposed to be the fascism. The image I'm showing you today is Biden's America. It's Biden's America. We even had professors. We got professors. We got tenured professors as well being barred off of campus. This right here is not a tenured professor. This right here is actually a compliant, peaceful student, you feel me, just talking about how it's all right, she's peacefully protesting as she's being ushered off of campus. You see what I'm saying? Think about it. You taking up your American right of peaceful protest and freedom of speech on a public university campus. And now that same public university campus is gonna probably put you in a lifetime of debt. It's gonna put a lifetime criminal record on your ass for, criminal mischief. You feel me? Battery, you know what I'm saying? Who knows the creative ways, depending on the state you in, how they gonna do this. This right here, I put this in right here because I feel like also in Texas, University of Texas to be specific, at the Fashion Institute, you feel me? but they have an encampment going on, and they're literally having to root food being going through. It's a video of pizza going through. You feel me? And I'm saying, let them eat, let them eat, let them eat, because they are starving the children, just like they starving the children in Palestine right now. You feel me? Food impacts and implications that's really going throughout the entire West Bank and Gaza. You know what I mean? And the reason why I'm showing y'all images is because I know how YouTube and Facebook uniquely likes to play with me when you get too graphic in the, you know what I'm saying, in the video. So, you know, I'm purposely giving you images, but I'm also showing you the people that I got them from off Twitter and from the social media platforms I got them from. So if you want to see them yourself, man, this right here is a sniper. A sniper. Looks like maybe two of them. Ohio, University of Ohio. This is what we're doing to armed students. This is what we're doing to peacefully protesting students that said that too much blood is being spilled in Gaza and they want to do something. This is the response. This is the response. When they start with those out there with those tiki torches in Charlottesville, remember Donald Trump said there are good people on both sides. Go on this ride with me right here. You feel me? This is where we start getting education and we start to kind of give more context to actually what's happening, man. A sniper though, at a sniper at a university campus where students are paying to get a higher education. You see what I'm saying? And they're being preyed on like they are in an encampment. You feel me? Like they're in an encampment in Gaza. It's kind of wild, man. It's kind of wild. But this one we're gonna start putting historical context on what is happening.
Imagine when going through the U.S. education system. Obviously, I learned about Vietnam War protests, but I just learned on TikTok the reason U.S. student loans are privatized and why U.S. education is so expensive is because a massacre that happened on a U.S. university campus during the Vietnam War protests. So this article is probably one of the best articles I've ever read, but I never even heard of the Kent State Massacre until this week because Columbia University students are occupying the university and protesting for Palestine. But during the Vietnam War, students were protesting the invasion into Cambodia, and the National Guard was called onto Kent State's campus, and they fired 67 rounds of live ammunition, and they killed 4 students and wounded 9. And basically, it resulted into nationwide strikes all around the country. And then basically Reagan was elected, and then they said we're in danger of producing an educated proletariat. And then federal funding for education was cut, and basically student loans were privatized.
I caught that, right? When I say education is elevation, I'm also acknowledging the ways that education has been weaponized against us to kind of keep us in a dumbass state. You see what I'm saying? When Ronald Reagan gets in the office and he's worried about a educated proletariat, he's worried about what's going on right now. That's the reason why they privatized student loans and made it where it became more inaccessible for just your everyday American to be able to get into the, you know what I'm saying, get into these universities. As a matter of fact, we have on record somebody within the Biden, somebody within the Reagan administration saying that if we hike the prices up on, you know what I'm saying, higher education, it'll make it where they have to choose. They really want to come here and learn all this XY shit, you know what I'm saying, all this bullshit, basically. You see what I'm saying? So when you start to really think about how that there was a higher increase of different populations that's been seen as exposable and disposable to university campuses, and then they literally made it inaccessible, taking away affirmative action, taking away diversity, equity, and inclusion initiatives. This right here is what they're scared of. They're scared of an educated proletariat, an educated working class, people to be very critical and conscious about how they spending our money. The fact that I've seen this young Black child that was forced into activism from Flint, Michigan, because we have dirty ass water in this United States of America, but we able to send billions of dollars at a whip's end to somebody over there, it's giving hypocrisy of democracy. And the reason why I think we got to give more of a structural analysis and not get too lost in the sauce of the bipartisanship politics, especially for the intents and purposes of this video. Because what we see is that whether you have a left-wing president or right-wing president, whether you have a left-wing governor or a right-wing governor, whether you have a conservative president at your university or a liberal president at your university, they all is calling the militarized police officers on peacefully unarmed protesting students. And this right here is to make sure we're being very tactful, you feel me, and laying a nuanced analysis down and making it where that last video was started off and framing it in terms of this is why they're trying to ban TikTok. You feel me? The reason why you don't see Megan's name on the video, it's because TikTok tried to specifically suppress this video. When I play the video and take myself out the screen and really get, you know what I'm saying, give it attention, you're gonna see why TikTok suppressed this particular video, and we're gonna see why, though TikTok is trying to throw his hand or throw rocks and hide his hands as being the freedom person, you feel me? The great tech company that's for the freedom of the speech of people. It's like, hell nah. I'm one of them people that's been suppressed and ostracized on TikTok uniquely since the beginning of TikTok when I got on there in 2019. But I shut up now and let Megan cook just so we have nuanced analysis and thinking about the student protests in relationship to TikTok, but also the greater relationship to how these social media platforms really be playing with us.
Actively, what we're not about to do is act like the team over at TikTok are the beacons of hope and freedom of speech. We are not about to just suddenly forget that TikTok has been suppressing underrepresented voices or marginalized voices since its creation. TikTok wants your audience, but does not want you if you are a marginalized group or a pro-Palestinian voice. If you are any of those things, TikTok does not want you.
TikTok does not want you. They want your audience.
There are people in my comments every day. I no longer see you on my For You page. I've had to refollow you 3 times. I don't know why you're not coming up anymore. It's because of suppression. It's because of suppression. I reached 1 million followers. I did. The very next day, I started losing 400 to 500 followers a day. A day. That is not because people are suddenly losing interest in what I'm talking about. People are still just as interested as ever in the revolution, in learning about different places in the world that are being oppressed. People are still wanting that information. TikTok does not want you knowing that information. The team over at TikTok can say all day that they're going to protect our freedom of speech, and meanwhile, they're the ops. They're the ones taking it away. So y'all, please stop raising up the CEO saying, "Ooh, like, get them, go get the U.S. government." Please. TikTok is the biggest ops when it comes to attacking freedom of speech.
Before we get the old Governor Greg, when the University of California, Berkeley campus became the hub of activism in the 1960s, then the governor, Ronald Reagan, who we've already put into context in this video already, advised them to make them pay that'll put them in debt. That'll quiet them down. He obliged. Obviously, that's how we got in this whole situation to make it where you got student loan debt that is 10 times the amount of cost an hour than what Ronald Reagan them paid to go. But I'll say that from the video. You feel me? Tuition hikes and a student loan debt crisis happens, and then it's spurred intentionally as a tool of political repression. What we can recognize is that we got to develop a class consciousness in a way that can acknowledge that whether you know it or not, you are more closer to being houseless and being on the streets and being a bum than you are to being, you feel me, a millionaire, a billionaire, and most of us shit, even 100,000 days. You see what I'm saying? But we don't see it that way, you know what I'm saying? Because we are duped and tricked into doing a lot of the dirty work of the millionaires, and we be whole hundredaires. You see what I'm saying? We get stuck on this glass feeling that feel like, hey, well, shit, I think that the millionaires of today should be able to do what they want to do this in case I become a millionaire one day. So, you know what I'm saying? See how that works? Megan is somebody that's important in this whole video. He's somebody that converted to Islam by seeing the resistance, the loyalty, you feel me, the reverence of Palestinian people in the face of having their limbs being blown out, in the face of going and finding their family members under rubble. She was moved by their loyalty to Allah, you feel me? And as a result, she picked up the Quran and she started reading it herself. When she talks about having 1 million followers, hitting it and not having it no more right now, the significance is that she's talking about suppression. It's not that she's crying that she doesn't have 1 million followers, because she actually cares more about the purpose in her message than she cares about the popularity of it. You see what I'm saying? But it's more about what is happening in terms of speech, in terms of suppression. With that being said, there's going to be a lot of people that talk shit to TikTokers uniquely because they're going to be like, well, of course you mad. They trying to ban TikTok because that's your bag, this, that, and the other. It's like, yeah, there are people that make a lot of money on TikTok. You know what I'm saying? Me not being one of them. There is, though, more people that are having their voices suppressed and or having their movements and messages being pushed down and or being throttled down and shadow banned, you feel me, because it is going against the people in power in terms of how they make their profits and how they able to get their bases together. The reason why every other TikTok video I show is probably gonna have the TikTok watermark on it is because TikTok didn't stop me from downloading. You know what I'm saying? The first time that I was put in a major article, I was put in a major article because TikTok was suppressing my content. Shout out to Ashley Marie Preston. You feel me? She was the person that, you know what I'm saying, slid me, you know what I mean, up in the Forbes the Culture article. But it was about the suppression of TikTok and how TikTok uniquely takes white supremacist, anti-black apologist side anytime it comes to talking about black culture. But they will allow for any black music to talking about smoking op packs and doing X, Y, and Z. When you want to talk about the policy or the culture that brought about those rap lyrics, you got criminalized. You see what I'm saying? You got suppressed. The same app right now that now want to put its CEO in front of us and making like it ain't doing what it's doing. You feel me? Make it like right now when they trying to beg us to call our government officials, you feel me? A lot of students as well, they doing this too. That's also trying to get housing and also protesting, you know what I'm saying, the Gaza Strip, you feel me, and protesting, protesting what's going on in the West Bank. They also are being told to call their local official to make sure we keep TikTok. While TikTok is also taking away the earning ability for the people that are making money on that. This is my governor, Greg Abbott. This video didn't age well for him, actually. This is a clip from him talking, I believe, in 2019.
Some colleges are banning free speech on college campuses. Well, no more, because I'm about to sign a law that protects free speech on college campuses in Texas. Shouldn't have to do it. First Amendment guarantees it. Now it's law in Texas.
Right here. The same Greg Abbott that you just seen in that video, here a tweet from him right now in real time. Arrests being made right now and will continue under the crowd until the crowd disperses. These protesters belong in jail. The video I just showed you was him writing the law, talking about how protesters have the right to freedom of speech, and he shouldn't have to even write the law. Now we have a tweet of him in real time talking about taking protesters to jail. Anti-Semitism would not be tolerated in Texas, period. When the Nazi-toting homies was coming through all different type of universities in Texas, you said they had the right to freedom of speech when they had the actual anti-Semitic, you feel me, Nazi swastika holding symbol flag toting people. You said they had the right to freedom of speech, but your students that's paying tuition to be at your public university to take advantage of the very laws you say the Americans supposed to be able to have. Do y'all know that we've invaded countries for doing significantly less than what we're doing to these students right now? We've invaded whole countries because we're gonna get them some democracy. We want those people over there in that country to be able to experience the same freedom and same liberties of America, and that's the reason why we're gonna overthrow that. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna overthrow that government. Now you're doing the same exact thing on American soil to American citizens that you claim is a big enough offense for you to destabilize the whole government and invade.